Hello and welcome everyone to what I hope is going to be a brand new Let's Play on this channel. How's it going today, guys? My name is HS, and today we're going to be starting our first city in City Skylines 2. If you do enjoy this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel to follow along as we grow the city. And you're probably looking at this right now thinking, what are we flying over? Well, this is not actually the main city that we're going to be using. This is one of my test cities that, when I was familiarizing myself with the game, I jumped in and started playing in this. So hopefully, we can develop something that looks a little bit better than this. And that's a weird little graphics glitch there that I keep getting. But, easy, learn the basics, but we want to hop in and start a new game here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to hop in here. And I've been giving this a little thought. And I think the map I'm going to go with here is actually going to be the Twin Mountain. A couple of reasons for that. One, it has a decent amount of buildable area. When you actually go into the map, I mean, it's a pretty large chunk. Two, it's got a nice river connection down the middle, and it's got this nice open bay that we can build a nice little beachfront on, maybe eventually over time. And overall, it's got a good amount of resources too. And so there is a city that I'm going to be generally basing this build off of, or I'm going to be taking inspiration off of, and I want over time to see if you guys can guess and figure out what that one is. But it's going to be a North American city, so maybe that's a first hint right there. But we also are going to need a name for the city, so if you guys ever have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments what you think we should call this beautiful city. For now, we're just going to go with a random generator one. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Alright, maybe 4. Southwark. Alright, that's going to be the name of the city for now, Southwark. And we're going to hop in here, and we're going to start laying out the initial foundation of our city. So, instantly when we hop in here, we are starting with this one beautiful tile that we're going to expand out on. And we got some nice, beautiful mountains on either side. As I said, the river going down straight in the middle. So, we need to start developing this city and getting things set up. So, I like the main road coming down here to start. And I think I have a general idea of kind of the way I'm going to start setting the city up. And it's going to involve a nice little road that bends and probably connects to this outside connection to start. I don't know exactly, I want this to be, kind of like a metropolis, like a sprawling urban environment that really goes into the suburbs and then maybe into some rural farm districts too at the end. But I'm not 100% sure where I want to build that major downtown area. My initial thought was probably somewhere in this region just because it has a nice highway connection going through it. But, maybe this area makes a lot of sense too. We're going to be developing, the first part of our city over here. So maybe it turns into, we build down this way, develop some of this into a nice high density environment where, there's a lot of city connections, easy access maybe to an airport somewhere in one of these planes. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Let's get into some of the fun stuff here. And we are going to start by designing this beginner city, as I would call it. So I actually want to turn on the contour lines here. I always find that really helpful. Just a nice little tip if you guys are new to the game. Turn on contour lines. It does make, drawing your roads a little bit easier in the future. And what I did want to do is I want to bring the road down through here. We're going to kind of follow the elevation of the landscape. And then we're going to gently bend it in. And again, I am actually intentionally making these kind of curvy roads, not really, going with any set plan right now. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a moment. And whoa, that got a little glitchy there. And can we just bend this in nicely? I know it's not going to perfectly match up. What is that? That's a nice little bend. I kind of like that. So we're going to pop that in right there. And I know that looks a little off, but I do want a nice 4-lane road running through the middle here, acting as, one of these arteries for this city. Now, I think the first thing is we're just going to get some residential zoning down, so we should probably take a look at the actually airflow here. Okay, so maybe we'll build a little industrial area right over here. I don't necessarily want to really develop this as an industrial area. Maybe we eventually do it across the river. That actually probably make a lot of sense. Get it downwind across the river. But we really do not want to build anything upwind or downwind, that being residential, from our industrial sector, because it will get very polluted and our citizens will not be happy. Alright, So let's hop in here. And it's going to be kind of like a grid. A little gritty, but not exactly. And I think you'll see as I start building this out what I exactly mean by that. And we're going to just follow this nice... I wish I didn't do that. Follow that nice, gentle slope there. Now, I don't want too many connections on this main junction. Or this main road, I should say. Just because, you know, if we do that, there's going to be way too much traffic trying to get through. This might make sense as a roundabout eventually. We'll see. But I do want to get kind of another road that mirrors that generally, but not exactly. Again, we'll see. We're going to do some nice curves. I want to follow maybe the crest of this little hill here. Comes all the way down. And maybe it actually filters in. We could have it filter in nicely here. That might look good. Something like that. I know it's an abrupt turn. Nah, I don't like that. I'm going to back that up. We're going to get this back here. What is that? 144 by 140. Can we do 144? No, 143. Okay, I like that. Nice little bend in. And then, okay, now we're going to start doing a little more grids. And I want to leave some space here. The one thing, you know, I've found with City Skylines 2 so far is that when you really back up the zonings next to each other, you really do... Ooh, that does not look good. Okay. You really do end up losing kind of the feel for the air, and it just I don't know, it does. I don't love the look of it all the time, so I do want to make sure that we're conscious of that, and leaving maybe some gaps to put some trees in between all this. But this road's gonna fall nicely in here. I really like the look of this already. We're gonna bend it right into there. So I like the look of it already. It's a nice little, you know, it's not a grid exactly, but you can definitely see that, you know, maybe it was built all at the same time. You know, the roads were laid down in the same pattern here. So we're also going to come out straight like that, and I think we're also going to do another semi-curvy road through here. And again, I don't want to make this super, super dense and packed. I want some trees to be in here. Is that too steep? Is that too steep here? I kind of like how it tapers off there. We're not going to want to go too much closer, I think, because we will, you know, start getting some funky buildings that pop up at the edge here. But we're also, I already can tell, we're going to do another through road here. This junction is going to be quite congested if I just leave it like that for now. So, we're going to bring this road now down. That's a nice 90. We're going to bend it slightly in, I think, and then we're just going to carry it on through. I like the look of this. I know it's a little funky, and it's a little weird looking right now, but I do like the look of this so far. And actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring a nice road. There's just a weird space here, so I'm going to bring this road out. I know it's not perfectly 90. Again, this is not supposed to be perfectly 90. And we're actually going to come off of 90 there, though. How's that look? That looks good. I like that. Yeah, maybe not. As we set up this initial city, I'm definitely going to have some... Should I keep it a square like that? I guess. Is that also... I think it's just the topography of the landscape that sometimes makes some weird things like that. Maybe we have some commercial in there, maybe a parking garage, I don't know yet. Let's bring then another road off like this. And again, this is going to be a lot of residential, so I'm not necessarily too concerned about, you know, I am concerned about the traffic flow, I should say, but you know, it's not going to be my number one thing that I'm focused on right now, because these are, you know, supposed to be suburb streets at the end of the day. They're not supposed to be super high density traffic on them, but okay, I think something like that actually should work very well to start. And now, I guess, I know I said I'm going to put the industrial sector over there. As I think about this, though, maybe I want to put it over here and we can have it go down there. I just don't know how the air pollution's going to flow, so it really does push off that way. Maybe we do that. I think we actually will probably end up doing that. And then we can have a separate highway connection here, too. So, and then maybe a little bridge that leads into town across. I like that idea. And also our electricity line is here. So let's do that, actually. And to start, obviously, we're just going to need, you know, to bring a base road across. And this is going to be a nice little bridge. We're going to try and keep it, so where's the elevation goes 0. Actually, maybe do we start this like up here, bring it across. And then that is essentially flat. Actually, no, that doesn't look like it's flat. Now it's flat. So that would be flat. Let me make sure. Let me get the bird's eye view here. It's going to be a big bridge to start, so we want to make sure this is set up nicely. So that there would be flat. Let's put that down and see how that looks. I like that. I like it. All right. And we're going to bring that down, hopefully nice and straight as well. That's one feature I really like about City Skyline 2s, is that you can see the elevation change. It does make it a lot easier to make nice straight looking bridges, like this. That's a tall bridge now that I look at it, but, you know, maybe it's just a temporary one. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we keep this one for now, and maybe build a new one in a highway connection? I think that's what we're gonna do, but I don't know. Maybe this one ends up staying, and we just end up developing off of it. Now, this is an area that I want to do some close grids. Definitely in the industrial zone. You know, do not want too much space. Want to maximize what we can get out of this area. So we'll bring that off there. You know, also, we're going to need to develop some farming. We're going to need to develop a lot of resources, because I imagine the city, you know, if there's an ultimate goal, it's definitely to get this city as big as possible. Maybe like over 100,000, you know, citizens to start. Maybe upwards of that as we go on. I honestly don't know what the capacity is for amount of citizens in the game before maybe my computer starts to have a meltdown. But okay, so we'll have a nice little industrial area over here, which I also was thinking we could put a power plant. So we're going to pause now and get this in. And now, one of the things I love to do in this game, I don't love the huge power lines flowing through the entire city. So I do like to just, you know, get the underground power lines. When you bring them into the city, maybe we'll have, you know, the rural farm districts have some of that. But this is looking pretty good so far. Okay, so we got our power. And do we have groundwater? How does that look? We have no groundwater. Okay. Wait, or is it just off? Oh, it's just off. Okay, so we do have groundwater over here. And does this facility... Low noise pollution. Okay, so I think we can put this down generally over here. I mean, this is going to be a suburb neighborhood, so I don't know if I love that idea. Groundwater pumping station. Oh, I wasn't even on the right one. Let's see. So this is twice as expensive, less output, costs more money. I don't know why we'd do that. I do not know why we would do that. So let's just get a basic pumping station set up. This obviously will be subject to change. Like a lot of the city, I'm sure. As we get started, you know, as you start in City Skyline, you're kind of constrained to one tile, so you need to make do with what you got. We'll get the poop down here, the nice sewage, and we'll just connect that. Can we actually just... No, that's a bridge. And we'll get that connected right there. Okay. So I think we're now ready to get some citizens moving in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zone a couple of these streets to start. We got to get some services in pretty quick too. It's something I have trouble with in this game. I don't know if you guys do too. I tend to build out a lot of roads like this and instantly fill them in. And we'll see how quickly this demand gets sucked up here. But I tend to do that. And so sometimes the demand indicators can go a bit wonky. So I'm going to try my best to make sure that I place things down in a timely manner. And as I say that, I already have completely destroyed our commercial demand. So we're going to need to let that fill in. We're also going to get some industrial just over here for now, as we said. And again, guys, if you are enjoying the video so far, and if you want to see more of this series, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. I just realized I didn't connect this road. Oh boy, off to a fantastic start. And what we're going to do, I know this isn't going to look good for now. Oh, look at that, tiny village. Already got our first milestone unlocked. So we'll take a look at that in just a second here. But we're going to bring that straight through for now. And I hate this. Obviously, this is not what it's going to look like again. I think if this was a major junction to an industrial area off of a highway, there'd be a lot of accidents, a lot of unhappy people. So now that we have that, we're also just going to look at our power lines here. And we're going to try and just bring this right under the highway. Is that connected in right there? Is it all connected? Does that not want to connect? Oh, there we go. There we go. So nice and connected now. This might end up... We might need to expand this this power line at some point, as there'll be a lot of electricity flowing over that eventually. And we also haven't done the sewage. Wow, off to a fantastic start here, guys. Off to a fantastic start. We'll just bring both of these down. Is that connected? Are these guys all happy now? There we go. All right, now we're gonna get real people moving in. All right. Okay, okay, and we actually have some row housing demand here. So I could actually put in a few there, there, and I think actually we've already done all that, man. But we'll put that in there too. We'll get some row houses around here, you know, opposite the commercial. Kind of like how that looks. Maybe we'll do this little block here as row density housing. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it all develops. And we're going to speed the game up now. I just realized we're on one time. That's no fun. High rent already? The building's not even done. How are you already complaining about high rent? Also, if you guys know how a good way to fix high rent, that is one issue I feel like I always see. And we're already getting some funky buildings on the side here, so I'm going to have to do some terraforming. If you guys know how to get rid of that easier, please let me know. It's one thing I've struggled in the game so far. I'm like, how the heck do I solve this high rent issue? But that looks good. That looks good. I like that. I'm going to push this back a little bit. Oh boy, that was the wrong one. Smoothing that out again. I'm already destroying the landscape. Good job. Good job. Actually, okay, we're looking good. Looking good. Maybe we need to bring the brush size down a little bit. Stem this out. And then, nope, gotta be careful not to click that one again. Soften that terrain. We need to click that out a little bit farther. Wow, this is becoming quite the drop off here. Okay. So I think that looks generally smooth. And what I already want to do, I want this to be a lot of trees. I want there to be a lot of trees. I love the greenery, that look in the city, I should say. So we have spruce. Spruce. This one looks different. Birch. Birch. What's this? Spruce. Okay, is that all? Birch and spruce? That's all we got? No oaks. Okay, that keeps it easy. Alright, so birch and spruce. So we got some birch trees. And we're going to increase the strength a little bit. We're going to get some of these down. In a nice forestry area. I mean, I'm sure we're going to fill this all in with residential houses and everything like that. But I love these gaps in between to have tons of trees. I really think it makes the city, once, you know, they're all fully grown, makes it look a lot better. So we got spruces going down now too. Get those all along the riverbank here. Look at that, already looking good. And we already have a ton of demand coming in, and I feel like it keeps getting sucked up a little bit here. But before we go any farther, you know what we do need is we need some services. So I feel like a good place for the hospital, or the clinic I should say, it's right off this. But actually, you know, looking at that now, could have snuck a cemetery in here. It's actually, you know what? Hang on, we're gonna pause here. I love this road, but we might take it out. As I said, the city's gonna be subject to change. So we are gonna maybe put this in right here and then run that back through, but maybe wrap it around, and we can put the extra external buildings on the side there. But we need to be conscious about money in the early game here. We definitely don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. So how's that look? That looks good. I like that. I like that. That is not too bad. And then maybe we'll put the clinic, not that, right here, right next to it. Okay, and I like that. And then we have some expansion room. Again, the terrain's already looking funky a little bit in certain areas, but you know, we'll do our best to keep it nice and gradual slopes. I don't like the abrupt cutoffs and, you know, some of the stuff that the buildings do at times, so I'm gonna try and keep it, you know, looking as fresh as possible. Okay, these guys don't have any water. Man, I'm really dropping the ball so far. Okay, I thought they had water. We got water. Oh my gosh, I didn't connect this, did I? What is this? What does this not have? Needs road connection? Ah. Okay, we'll just do a nice little path coming out here. You can tell I've spent a ton of time in this game so far. I actually have. I've spent a few hours, like I showed you guys in that earlier city so far, but definitely have a lot to learn still. So does that bring the power down? That does. That does. Beautiful. Great, and we're getting this city started to be built up here. And okay, so what's next? We might need the landfill. Now that's a big building, and if I could, honestly, I would rather wait for the recycling center. Can we unlock that already? I honestly might just go straight for it. And just use that so we don't have to look at an ugly landfill the entire time. But what we do have now is some extra tiles, so I am going to buy these 3. And we're going to start expanding our industrial area over here. This gives us a lot more room to work with. I'm really happy about that. I'm just looking at this now, too. We'll probably need this up. Just soften that out. A lot of softening going to be happening through this series, that's for sure. And let's see. So we got more medium density roads. We don't need those for now. And I'm just looking, and we have some industrial demand starting to pick up here as the city is expanding. So we're going to just continue this out. We'll definitely... Whoa, what's going on here? Did I misspace that? I totally did. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We'll actually just bring this out. So I think what we'll do is, because this is off by 1, bring that out. Can I move you? Relocate this just quickly. Where can you go? You're not staying there. Don't worry. And take this road and push back. I know these guys are going to be mad, but whatever. Tough luck. It's not your day. We'll take that out. And then, what is it, like 120? What is it? No, 112, I think, is the mathematical way this is supposed to work up, that it's going to line up right next to each other. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And so we're going to put this back over there now. Right where it went. Make sure this is connected again. Is that still connected? That looks like it should honestly be, but I'm not going to trust that. It looked like it would be, but I have a feeling the game would not tell me it was. There we go. Now we're connected. Okay. And yes, I'm sorry, industrials. You got relocated, got forced out, but hopefully they'll be able to rebuild pretty quickly. This is looking great so far. Our nice little starter city. And again, this is going to be a very, big sprawling city. Eventually, we're just trying to get the base foundation down here, get the, some money coming in the door, because that is also something we really got to be focused on, and make sure that we're not going to go bankrupt pretty early on in the city. So we do have more residential demand coming in now. I think what I might do is I might do another little bit of row housing here. And fill all that. Oh, well, no, not like that. And fill all this in. Don't want, oops, don't want this, don't want this, don't want this. Get some normal big ones in here. That'd be lovely. Nope. There we go. Okay. That looks much better, much better. And actually, I kind of want to move this one too. Get a bigger one in there. Yeah, that looks better. What about you? Why aren't you fully built? There we go. Okay. That's looking a lot better. And then, so we're getting low density residential demand again. We'll put some more down over here, I think. Yeah, just fill up this area. And then we'll backfill it up into this way. But I imagine already just looking at the city, obviously this is going to be, a nice residential through road, but this might end up being kind of our commercial, road for the area. I don't want to build it up too much, and we've already got some stuff on here. But this already seems like it might be a nice little road that can act as, a commercial area. And as I say that, I'm seeing we got more commercial demand popping up. So before we do that, I'm just noticing a dead space here, and I want to get some trees in there. Yeah, that's way too big. Get some trees in here, some birch, some spruce. Good. Nice. These will grow very nicely, I think, and make the area look much nicer over time. I really don't like the look, I gotta say, of just like the open green. I guess the non-trees, like, it just looks a little funky to me. So, I'm gonna try and fill those in the best I can. And what was I about to do? Oh, we need to look at natural resources eventually. We need to get a bit bigger for that to happen. And so we need more XP. So we need more citizens moving in. That's an easy way to do it. So maybe we'll get some more commercial down over in this area. And then this area, oh, there we go, Rockstar Mansion unlocked. We're gonna get some nice residents moving in all along. I think we'll back up residents onto there too. Oh, and our demand is completely gone. Okay, that satisfied it pretty quick. And I'm gonna get that unique building down already, actually, because if you guys don't know, if you're new to the game, a lot of these unique buildings come with benefits. So for instance, this one comes with +2 well-being within, what's that, 500 meters? How does this fit? I feel like we could throw it down, honestly, like here. So I wish the other thing that they would include in the game is, like, for something like this, maybe I just don't know how to look at it yet, but, like, I wish I could see the radius. I know it's a basic thing. I feel like that'd be super helpful. Okay. How are we looking? We're looking pretty good. I think I'm going to bring a road through here, actually, now looking at this. We have our 2 connections over here. We got one down here. Feels like we are kind of missing some over here. And what I might do, because I just feel like this might be a busy intersection. Actually, I don't like how that doesn't work like that. Maybe we'll have a 3-lane coming in. Is that going in? Yeah. I'm going to keep a 3-lane going in for now. So you have a dedicated left-hand turn, or you can go straight. Just because this is going to be, a bigger area. But look at that, we're at a small village already. So we got 4 more tiles, 2 things to unlock, which I'm going to instantly spend on the recycling center, as I said. I'm going to throw that down over here. Probably, how much money is this actually? 880,000 compared to 70,000. Yikes. Okay, so this is gonna be something we don't necessarily want to move. And as I say that, we might get some, like, alleys going around here, just around our power plant, just to kind of frame it. I feel like a lot of industrial, like, big buildings like that have, like, drive-around roads and stuff. I think that looks a lot better. And then maybe we'll just throw it next to it and start really building up this area as our industrial park. Because it's separated by an alley, and maybe we'll do that. This will be kind of like a service road. So if we throw that in there, and then we do the same kind of concept, but we're actually going to push this back out a little bit. Okay. Okay. We'll push this out. Bring this down. Bring this over. Connect that in. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that look where you're kind of framing this. I don't like the look of this cliff. But maybe what we can do, actually, is we'll just get rid of some of this and just get it into there. Kind of looks okay. I know I'm already doing a ton of terraforming. I'm a sucker for going after the landscapes here and just bending them to my will. But maybe we'll do that. Increase the brush size. Oh no, that's the brush strength. Brush size. Bring that down now. So it's a little bit steeper of a slope there. But you can kind of see it just kind of like funnels down in. It's a nice little step up, Maybe we can push that back over time, but it makes this area look a little bit nicer, flatter. And they're already telling us that they need more workers. More commercial. So we'll probably end up zoning this little area too with residential. What are they complaining about? Oh no, that's just a little pop-up saying, hey, got a nice building there. So we'll do this street. Get the rest of Kent Street done. And we'll back up some residential onto there too. We are going to need a school pretty soon. And we want to make sure that everyone has good access to this. So where could be a good spot for that? I want to be very mindful that I want to make sure these houses can get to it. I mean, I know citizens in City Skylines 2 travel a little bit farther than they did in City Skylines 1, I believe, to get schools and things like that. I actually don't know. I'm just kind of saying that off the top of my head. I just kind of, from playing the game, I've kind of gotten that sense. But again, we need to be careful about our money. We're actually losing a lot of money here. So maybe we need more residents to move in first. And I think I'm going to try and actually just do this whole area with... I hate how it does that. There we go. Enlarge village. We're already up to the 3rd milestone. Wow, just from that one building. And we got another $800,000. So, actually, we're not going to pause the game there. We're going to finish getting this done. These built in. That in. This in. And like that. And I think, we're gonna suck up some good demand with that. Now, as for commercial, I think we're going to continue it along this side, but then actually on this other side, we're going to back it up with some low-density residential. Actually, we're not going to do that one yet. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, guys, I think I am going to leave it here for today's episode. I just saw that we have, these specialized industries. Oh, that's perfect. Right over there. Okay, so I think next episode, we're probably going to be buying some of these tiles, developing a little bit of a farm, And maybe working on a better connection here. I mean, we haven't had too much traffic yet, but if we develop a farm up here, we'll probably need another connection up here. And maybe we'll start working on a highway that goes up this way, because we're going to have this one, and maybe there's going to be one on this side that runs parallel to the river. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel to follow the series as it grows here, you know, as the city grows. And yeah, leave any comments down below on anything you guys want to see as well. And anyway, guys, I've been HS, and I'll see you next time. Take care.